Shalom, shalom. Good seeing everyone. Start with little Psalms 121. Let everyone come in. Good seeing everyone. You ready for the Most High? Spending some time with the family this evening? Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google Chrome extension called
smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore.
It's good seeing everyone already coming in. Beautiful. All praises to the Most High. Good seeing you, Capstone. Thank you to the moderators for controlling the chat room and everything. Appreciate you. Good seeing all the moderators here. Thank you. Say shalom, shalom to everyone. It's great seeing everyone here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for fellowshipping with the family. So it's a beautiful time right now. You know, you guys are all been looking at the news. You know, it's funny how, you know, America was, they're going to go in on the 16th. They're going to go in on the 16th. They're going on the 16th. And then all of a sudden it doesn't work out that way. And, oh, well, now we've averted war and everything's going to go back to normal and everything else. It's funny how, you know, they are definitely manipulating these events. You know, I said, did anything change from yesterday to today? Are there still not troops just massed on the borders right now? You know, so nothing's changed. Everything is still exactly the same as it was a day or two ago. There's still hundreds of thousands of troops, if not even more there. There's still all this equipment just sitting there waiting. So we know the Most High is in charge. We know He's already told us in the stars that events are going to happen. However it works out, that's what I heard too, 7,000 more troops, as opposed to they said they're actually getting troops out of there, you know, that there's actually more troops there now, you know. So it's just funny because we're going to talk about this because prophecy, a lot of times people think that it's these big, huge events all the time. That's how prophecy is fulfilled. But really, it's a lot of times it's these small events that happen that go unnoticed by the vast majority of the world. That's also a big part of prophecy. You know, if you look at Psalms 83, and it talks about the hidden ones, you know, and we know who the hidden ones are, okay? But when you go into some more scripture, you start looking at the word hidden in the Bible, and you find other things about how we're hidden and how during certain times we're hidden. And just like on that picture I used for the thumbnail, you know, about we're hidden, but when we're raised up to assassinate or destroy these false doctrines. You know, I said, and if you look at it, like that's exactly how it's been. You know, the people who are destroying these false doctrines of the world are hidden. They're not on the street corners in these huge churches, these mega churches, giving you know, sermons to hundreds of thousands of people. You know, they're just regular people, just like us, who have been endued with the Spirit to be able to do the will of the Most High. And that is actually a huge part of prophecy. That is a huge fulfillment of prophecy. See, the vast majority of the world is looking for these big events. They're looking for these huge wars. They're looking for these, but then all right underneath there, you know, I saw in that red alert, Ukraine, Russia secretly adds 7,000 new troops from New York Prepper. He just put that up right now. So, but see, you know, it's what is it? Almost saying it's the art of war. Like, you know, make people think that you're leaving when you're doing the opposite of what you're seeing, things like that. But prophecy, many times, like I said, is us awakening. This is a huge part of prophecy. I want to read something really quick. Let me see here. I'm going to get through all of these notes in one video. I got quite a bit of stuff, but we're going to look at Proverbs 28 and 12. Let me look that up. Let me pull it up here. Proverbs 28 and 12. Proverbs 28 and 12. We'll definitely go into the King James Version real quick. Proverbs 28 and 12. When righteous men, do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. Now, the first part is talking about a righteous man. So we're going to say it's a righteous man that is hidden. So again, let's read it again. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a righteous man is hidden. Now, we know that our people, as soon as the other nations got their opportunity, they made it a point to hide our people. And to destroy our people, you know, to try to utterly destroy the name of Israel. Okay. I was reading Judith, and I think it was Holferness. And in the book I was reading, I'm gonna have to pull that out again and bring that out as well, because Holofernes wanted to destroy like Israel utterly. And it seems like whenever these other nations get power, that they always try to go after Israel, and they're always trying to destroy us, like just utterly, like just wipe us off the map. Wipe us. They don't want anyone to even know that we ever existed. But when you think about that, when the righteous rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked arise, men hide themselves. Or men, a man is hidden, or a righteous man is hidden. Who does the hiding? It's not us that does the hiding. It's the other nations that go out of their way to hide us. Okay? Now, you look at all these churches that they have, all these priests of Mahan churches. Where are they at? Are they hidden? Nah, because they're the wicked. So therefore, they're on every single street corner. You go into the hood, you go into certain areas, and there's a church on almost every corner. Multiple churches on every corner, like a gas station, like a liquor store. You got your liquor store and you got your churches. So if we already know that the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked, then the buildings that have been raised up are actually of the wicked, because they're all out in the open. They're out for everyone to see. They're open for anyone to be able to just walk in and partake in the things that they're pushing. Okay, but what it says right here is that but when the wicked arise, okay, it says when the wicked arise, a man is hidden. The righteous men, the righteous people are hidden. The other nations go out of their way to hide us. You see, and then they're able to push their narrative. As long as we're hidden, as long as no one's taking us seriously, as long as no one is listening to anything that we have to say, then we are hidden, and therefore they're able to push their agenda. But the awakening of the Israelites, we have been awakened now, and now we're able to. The Most High has given us back our knowledge and understanding. He's still in the process of giving it, because there's so much to give us. That we're able to counteract many of the things that the other nations are doing. We're able to see through many of those things, that they're able to do, or that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that, like, the Most High keeps us hidden. And I think about these secret societies. I think about the Knights Templars, the Albigenses that we talked about in the last couple of videos. All these secret societies, and that the church was hell bent on trying to destroy. And if you look at it right here, this shows you why they were hell bent on destroying these other churches. Well, these other groups, which we know are going to be Israelites. When you hear this again, when righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man, or a righteous man, is hidden. And what's kind of crazy is if you look at the New King James Version, it says, when the righteous rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked arise, men hide themselves. Men hide themselves. See, they kind of like switch. Just those little subtle changes make it seem like, like in during 2868, like we sold ourselves. Like we weren't sold by the enemy, but we sold ourselves. They make these little changes, okay? But we know what's going on. A man is hidden. The man is hidden because you go to Psalms 83, and you know exactly why we're hidden. Okay? Because for them to be able to rise to power, they have to hide us. Okay? Now, this is consistent all over the scriptures. When you start to do some more, reading, you go to Proverbs 25:2. Go to Proverbs 25. Let me go there real quick. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and the glory of kings to search it out. See, the Most High is into concealing. He conceals matters. He's concealed his people. He's kept us hidden from the world. So when you hear things about secret societies and things like that, you know who they're really talking about. We know who are the ones that are kept secret, and the ones that, like I said, that are up on every single street corner, the ones that you can see on TV, the ones that have, 1 million subscribers on their, and you can sit there and you can listen to their stuff anytime. Said those are the ones that are in league, okay, with the priesthood of Mahan. Okay, so it's all about being hidden. Okay, Most High conceals a thing. He conceals this knowledge. He conceals this understanding. See, this understanding we're getting at the end was hidden wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Like it's been a journey to get to this point. Now I hear like I got a couple of comments and things like that saying like people saying like our information is not in books and it's inside of us and I'm like, yes, that's true. I said, but the books are also used to get us to a certain point. I said we weren't going to necessarily always get here to this point without the books. I did not. I had no idea how deep it was as far as like the Psalms 83 without the Irish wisdom book, without like this book, when it really goes into the things that the Roman Catholic Church was doing to actually hide the information about us being the Irish. Okay, the Black Celt book that we were blessed with a couple of years ago. Those books help. I said everything goes hand in hand. I said the Most High that's why it says to study to show thyself approved also. So yes, we have to study the books. That definitely gets us to a certain point to where we're able now to elevate our spirits. All of these things go hand in hand. There's a lot of things that I was totally unaware of until I got these books and got this information but that we were all being led by the Spirit. We didn't do any of this on our own. The Most High was the one that made them put this information in these books for us to be able to find here at the end. So like I said, it's a beautiful thing, and we're all on this journey together. And there's different steps. There's multiple steps to this journey, and many people, as we've known, have gotten get stuck on certain steps, and then they're content with whatever step they're on, and it's not necessarily their choice if they get to continue or not. But let's go ahead and continue some more here. I said Psalms 83, but the hidden ones. You know what I'm saying? Let's go there real quick. You see, when you start to look, you start to see quite a few things about us being the hidden ones, okay? About the Most High hiding us. I mean, he used the other nations. They've gone out of their way to hide us. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep rabbit hole, So we got Psalms 83. Let's see. No, I don't want this one. Hold on. Okay. So Psalms 83, okay? For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. So again, all about us being hidden. I said, and how they hid us. They've hidden us in these books. Just like we found out about the leader of the Albigenses, who actually would look like a Moor, as they said, and actually had a blue glow to his head. They had, there was information in one book, and it referred us to this other book, and then it gave us even more of the physical attributes of this person. And he was one of the leaders of these secret societies that they've been trying to hide this whole time. That they've been, going after our people. But see, this is all part of prophecy. The whole part of us being hidden, and it's a huge thing. Us being hidden. Okay. Let's take a look at this. But see, at the end, let's go to Obadiah 1 and 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Who are the hidden things that Esau has? Us. Who is he gone out of his way to hide? The Israelites. So at the end, the hidden things, the things that he's hidden, this information he's hidden about us and who we are, was going to be sought up here at the end. That's all part of this. You see, this is all part of the prophecies. Everyone's looking at these big, huge events. They're looking for these big, enormous events, but they're missing some of the most important events. They're missing the fact that these things, these these things of Esau are being searched out, and how his hidden things are being sought up. And his hidden things, the main thing he was concerned with hiding was the Israelites. The main thing he's been hiding is who we are. The main thing he's been hiding is our connection to being the sons and daughters of the Most High. And these are the things that are now being sought up. You see, if you look at history, many of the things that we read about, it all goes back to how they've gone out of their way to hide who we are. That has been like a huge thing for them. What else have they really done? Besides, they've changed history. They took many of the things that we had and they gave it to absolutely everyone else. Lands, blessings, resources, our names, our culture, and they just disseminated it all throughout the world. You see? So it's all been about hiding us. But see, like right here, but how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And his hidden things, like I said, is our culture that has been, given to everyone else but us. That's all part of this. It's all part of these prophecies that the vast majority of the world is totally oblivious to. But see, we're coming together. We're bringing this information together. There's many people that are seeing the videos. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, you're being exposed to the information. You're being exposed to the truth. Now, what you do with it is up to you. You see what I'm saying? What you do with it is up to you. What you do with the information is up to you. See, many people are still trying to act like a lot of these things that we're coming into were the Gentiles originally. There's Gentile information originally. And they're going to have to prove that. They need to go out of the way to prove the fact that this has always been there. Because see, just like when we go into these other books, just like you would think that Putin and the Russians you see today were the original Russians. They were the Russians that have been there the whole time. But see, the Most High makes sure that we get books like this that say otherwise. Hold on, if I can put this down. I'll put the light on, okay? This light's gonna get kind of bright, but I got this little light here. Ooh. Let me put it down here. Okay, so you have a chance. So then you get books like this that say otherwise. They say that, oh, no. The Russians that they're putting on the news every single day weren't the original Russians. These were the original Russians. These are what the original Russians look like. So if you're hiding who the Russians are, what else are you hiding? You see, if you guys want to see more pictures, with the last live, we went into quite a few of these, and we'll go into some more. Okay? So you see, this is why this information is so important. I said because, I can show you guys a couple. I'm just kind of skipping here real quick. What is this one? The holy monk Nil Stolobinsky, end of the 18th century, beginning of the 19th century. Moscow archaeology. And then the other one, the holy monk Pamphily. Man, these people were like recent. End of the 17th, beginning of the 18th century. So you got these monks. Okay, here's one right here. The Virgin Mary. These are the things of Esau that are being searched out. These are the things of Esau that are being exposed. The things that he's been telling the whole world that, he's showing us on the news that these people have been there the whole time. But if we're getting books like this that say otherwise, then what else have you guys lying about? Get a little closer to you guys. And if it's all a bunch of lies, then how come these books are so hard to get a hold of? You see, so like I said, these are the things from Obadiah, 1 and 6, that's telling you like, hey, these are the things that are being searched out. These are the things that are being exposed. Okay? Hold on. Okay. And I could leave it on. Let me see here. Let me see how far I can move this thing. Yeah, I'll put it on when I need it. We don't need it right now. Okay. So like I said, these are the things that are being searched out. These are the things that are going on in Obadiah 1 and 6. So like I said, the hidden things. But see, the Most High is the one that says, hey, he hides things. And it's up to the kings to search out a matter. Okay? So what you see that's obviously put out in front of you isn't necessarily always going to be the main thing that's going on. And that's what's going on with the vast majority of the people think that, oh, man, we've averted war. Everything's much better now. And, oh, man, we got past Wednesday. So now that we got past Wednesday, they're going to take all their troops and they're going to take all their equipment back because they didn't attack on the day that, America intelligence said they were going to. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense. I would think that any day, if they say it's going to be this day for sure, that would not be the day. I did see something from Dabu 7 that showed like something from, was it China, that showed it was like a nuclear explosion supposedly in the Ukraine. I mean, it's like, if things were going on, do you think they were going to just tell us right away? I said, they're not going to do, I don't think they're going to do that either. Let's check this out. 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. and 27. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world, and things which are despised, hath God chosen, yea, and the things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. But of him are ye in Christ Jesus, who of God is made unto us wisdom, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption, that according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord. Now see, like I said, Most High is using things, okay, the foolish things, the things that are hidden. He's not using the things that are right in front of your face. That's all part of this as well. I'm looking for one that says hidden wisdom. Let me look real fast. I have some of my notes. I'm much better on my phone than a computer. It's actually 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. That'll work too. Okay. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which God ordained before the world unto our glory. There's your information talking about the Zohar. There's their hidden wisdom. Wisdom that's not given to everyone. There's your information from, okay, the Kabbalah, the hidden wisdom. Okay, so not all wisdom is going to be just in this Bible. It's letting you know right here that there is hidden wisdom that there's going to be in other books that other brothers and sisters are going to get exposed to. Okay, so that's sort of this hidden wisdom again. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom. So, like I said, again, you got a hidden people, you've got a hidden wisdom. Yes, you got astrology too. Exactly, you got all this. And they've been, the other nations have been content, well, they've been all complicit with keeping this information from the world, especially from our people. You see? So, like I said, we can definitely listen to the information that they give in the news and stuff like that. I said, but, the vast majority of them have no idea about us awakening. They have no idea because our awakening is a huge part of prophecy, but it's hidden from them. They're content. They see the things that are right in front of their face. They see the churches on the street corners. They see the fancy pastors, the Joel Osteens. That's what they see. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me see if this has that. 2nd Esdras 5:1. Okay? Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So the way of truth shall be hidden. Again, you got a hidden people. You got hidden wisdom. You got hidden information. Now it says you're going to have a land that shall be barren of faith, because the vast majority of the world is looking for only at the big things, the big events, and they're missing, the other events that are huge parts of prophecy that they're not being exposed to. So again, this is 2nd Esdras 5:1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So you see, like I said, the way of truth shall be hidden. The Most High talks about how he conceals a thing. He's concealing the way of truth. He's the one that's hiding this information and keeping it hidden. The Most High is all about hiding the people. He's about hiding the information. He used the other nations to get the records of the Southern Kingdom to, mess them up, change them up, take things out, whatever else. And he used them to disseminate that information everywhere. But then at the end, he's going to pick a few people to be able to get this understanding in order to take the rest of the books from 2nd Esdras 14. Okay? Let's go again now. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Okay, I'll read a little bit of this, okay? But see, this is the culmination of all this hidden information. This is the culmination of how the Most High says, when the wicked rise, that the righteous man was going to be hidden. See, that's all in the Bible. But then how does this all going to end up at the end? This is going to let you know how Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 lets you know like what's going to be the effect, or what's going to be, the outcome of the righteous being hidden, the righteous man being hidden when the wicked arise. Okay? When the wicked rose up, his main thing has been to hide the righteous. Hide the righteous man, hide the righteous woman, hide the righteous information, hide the path to the Most High, all of that. So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. Now, these parts are the main part. This is going to be that after effect of them hiding us, okay? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he, whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What hath pride profited us? And what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? This is the effect. This is, the result of hiding the righteous, having that hidden wisdom, and not accepting that hidden wisdom. All these things are going to be the result of that here at the end. You see that? You see that? It said, so like I said, so you can see that us being hidden is all part of this, and and how all this stuff has been happening. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story of Paul and Thecla. I didn't bring that book with me. I can look and see if I can pull it up. on here. Got my smoke bath going over here. That's one of my favorite stories. There's so much hidden. It's kind of crazy. It's not even in here. I have a summary of it. Okay. You know what? Let me go get it real fast. So let me do this. I'm gonna play Psalms 121 real fast, and I'll run to grab the book real quick. So while I'm doing that, y'all can listen to this.
Suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold. Preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Okay, I'm back. Let me get it real quick. You can see, I guess that, well, let's start here. Let's stop this right now. Okay, I'm sorry, right there. Okay. So this would be called the Acts of Thecla. Not sure if you guys have ever, I think some of you guys, have you guys heard this one before? The Acts of Thecla. It's pretty much called Paul and Thecla. Okay. And see, like in the thumbnail, how I love that picture. Like the dude looks like he was like an assassin. He was wearing like his hood and everything else. That's how the Israelites are. But we're assassins with the truth. We are like kind of like assassins that destroy the narrative that a lot of these churches have pushed. Okay, and I kind of look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we assassinate a lot of these false doctrines and things like that. Okay, and Paul in this right here is doing that exactly, and you're going to see why they did not canonize this story. See, all these stories in here, and it'd be like, why didn't they canonize that one? I mean, they love Paul, right? They love talking about Paul. You don't need to read the Old Testament. You don't need to read the Gospels. You just need to read Paul. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. So then why didn't y'all put this in there? Why'd y'all leave this out? You see what I'm saying? You don't see why right now. Okay. See, like my thoughts on a lot of things are not going to be like a lot of other people, because I mean, like, I've read other books and I've seen other things that they've kept out. And then you've got to think like, why are they keeping that out? Okay. Paul, in the scriptures, they use the scriptures to say like, okay, you can't teach another man's wife, because if she's married to someone, you're out of order. I saw a brother from GMS did this one before, where a sister wanted to learn something from him, and the husband was like a Catholic, and he was in the truth, and he was like, well, I can't teach her because she's married to another guy, she's married to another man, and I got to respect. I'm like, so you got to respect Satan? You got to respect the fact that this sister right here wants to learn. Her husband can't teach her, but you have this knowledge and information, but you're not going to tell her anything because, according to the Bible, you're not allowed to teach her. Well, what you're going to see right here is that's exactly what Paul was doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was teaching these women certain things and pretty much to stay away from the other nations. And all these Gentiles all wanted to be with our women. They all wanted to be with our women. So, and Paul's teaching them, hey, stay away from them. Stay chaste. Stay away from these Gentiles. Stay away from these men, whatever else. And all of a sudden, these men then could not do what they wanted to do with our women. That was a problem for them. They're like, oh, hell, this dude can't be teaching this. He can't be bringing this in. You see what I'm saying? So then that's why you're going to see why this story was like, oh, hell no. We're going to get this one out of here. You see what I'm saying? They could get this one up out of here. I said, we're not accepting this book. We're not accepting these teachings or whatever else. You're going to see this right here. Okay. So we only read a little bit of it. Okay. And it kind of alludes to actually Paul and Thecla kind of being together in this as well. Doesn't say it, but it says it. Let's see here. Paul went into the city. I'll start from the beginning. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's quite a bit. But they were looking for him, okay? Because, Paul, think of it like, a lot of the secret society guys, they had different jobs, and they were kind of going from city to city. And they didn't know, that these people were, they were doing some odd jobs. They were businessmen, they were carpenters, they were builders. But these dudes were like masters in their information, in their theology. So they're doing one thing, but they're pushing the truth all the while. That's what our people did. That's what our people do still. You see what I'm saying? That's why, like, we all work in different, we all interact with this society in different parts of, in different lives. We all do different things. But the Most High has us all stationed in all these different areas to be able, so He can use us when the time is right. Okay? Let's see here. Let me give you a little breakdown. Okay, there was a certain man named Onesiphorus who heard that Paul was coming to Iconium. He went out to meet him, to give him welcome. taking along his children, Simeus and Zenon, and his wife Lectra. For Titus had told him what Paul looked like, for Onesiphorus had never seen him in the flesh, but only in the spirit. So see, we're able to see each other in the spirit world. Hey, you can't have that. You can't be talking about that. It says he went out to the royal road that leads to Lystra and stood there waiting for him, observing those who were coming along in light of Tychus's description. Then he saw Paul coming, a man short in stature, with a bald head, bowed legs, in good condition, eyebrows that met, a fairly large nose, and full of grace. At times he seemed human, at other times he looked like an angel. When Paul saw Onesiphorus, he smiled, and Onesiphorus said, "Greetings, servant of the blessed God." Paul replied, "Grace be with you and your house." But Demas and Hermogenes became jealous and stirred up a great hypocrisy, so that Demas said, "Do we not also belong to the one who is blessed? For you did not greet us like this." Onesiphorus replied, "I did not see any fruit of righteousness in you. But if that is what you are, then come to my house as well, and be refreshed from your journey." So they could see the spirit on these people. I said, you can see, I can see this person here. I can see the spirit in him. I can't see the spirit in you two. And these guys are already upset. So you can already see the kind of contention that's going on, with our people, with these people that are around Paul. Okay. I'm going to skip up here. He's teaching some things right here. Let me continue. When Paul entered Onesiphorus' house, there was great joy, the bending of knees and prayer, the breaking of bread, and a proclamation of the word of God concerning self-control and the resurrection, as Paul had said. Now, he's teaching in a house. He's not in some big, huge church. He's in some big, huge synagogue. He's in someone's house and he's teaching right there. Again, like I said, he's bringing his doctrine. It's not all over the place. It's for certain people. Okay. It says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are those who have kept the flesh chaste, for they will become a temple of God. Blessed are those who are self-controlled, for God will speak to them. Blessed are those who have renounced this world, for they will be pleasing to God. Blessed are those who have wives as if they did not have them, for they will be heirs of God. Blessed are those who have the fear of God, for they will become the angels of God." Okay, I'll continue. "Blessed are those who tremble at the sayings of God, for they will be comforted. Blessed are those who have received the wisdom of Jesus Christ, and they will be called sons of the highest. Blessed are those who have kept their baptism, for they will find their rest in the Father and the Son. Blessed are those who have a full understanding of Jesus Christ, for they will be in the light. Blessed are those who have departed from the shell of this world because of the love of God, for they will judge angels and be blessed at the right hand of the Father. Blessed are those who show mercy, for they will receive mercy and will not see the bitter day of judgment. Blessed are the bodies of the virgins, for these will be pleasing to God and will not lose the reward for their chastity. For the word of the Father will be an accomplished act of salvation for them on the day of his Son, and they will receive an eternal rest." Okay? Now, here comes some good information right here. Okay, now check this part out. This is the part where Thecla is like she lives, I think, in the house next door. So she's listening to Paul, and she's listening to the things that he's saying, okay? While Paul was saying these things in the midst of the church, in Onesiphorus' house, and see, this lets you know that the church was not the building that they said it was. The church was this called out elect. It was this group of people. They were in his house, so therefore it wasn't a church. But see, they've been trying to teach you that a church is the buildings that they have proclaimed to be churches, the ones that they have ordained to be churches. But this is to let you know that that's not the case. Another reason why they're like, oh no, you can't have this either. Okay? So again, while Paul was saying these things in the midst of the church in Onesiphorus' house, there was a certain virgin named Thecla, daughter of Theoclea, and engaged to a man named Thymiris, who was sitting at the window of the house next door. Day and night, Thecla heard what Paul said about chastity, and she did not budge from the window, but was drawn to faith with great joy. Yet when she saw many wives and virgins going in to see Paul, she wanted to be found worthy to stand in Paul's presence, to hear the word of Christ, for she had not yet seen what Paul looked like, but had only heard his word. So she was being drawn to him. She was being drawn to these words, drawn to this information, just like how we are when we come into the truth. Like certain people are drawn to it, certain people aren't. You know what I'm saying? So same kind of a thing. Says, since she would not rise up from the window, her mother sent word to Thamyris. He gladly came, as if already taking her to their wedding. Then Thamyris said to Thecla, where is my Thecla? Thecla replied, I have some news to tell you. Thecla has not gotten up from that window for 3 days and nights, not even to eat or drink, but she is gazing out as if watching a festival, for she has grown attached to a foreign man who is teaching various deceitful words, so that I am amazed at how the virgin's sense of modesty can be so badly disturbed. So Paul was the things that he was saying was resonating with this young woman's spirit. And she sat there for 3 days and 3 nights without even moving, without even eating or anything. And then the mom's like, hey, call the groom to come over here. Hey, you need to come over here and talk to her. You need to figure out what's going on right here. Okay, so the whole thing about not teaching other women, this woman's already been betrothed to another. We don't know exactly. Thecla doesn't mean. Virgin doesn't necessarily mean that they haven't had sex. It just means it could also mean just a young woman. Okay, so we don't know about any of that stuff. All right, I said, but this woman's already been betrothed or promised to this guy. Okay, and he's like some high-ranking person in the city. Okay, but he's teaching all these. He's teaching wives. Okay, he's teaching young women. He's teaching all these different people. Okay, and then Thecla's grown. What is it? She's grown attached to him, just by like a spiritual attachment. Okay. So again, and I like that he's teaching various deceitful words. You know what I'm saying? So anything that they don't agree with is deceitful. Okay. So next part. Thamyris, this man is stirring up the city of the Iconians, as well as your own Thecla. For all the wives and youth are going in to see him, learning from him that you must fear the one and only God and live a chaste life. Even my daughter is bound to the window like a spider, seized by a new desire, okay, and fearful passion through his words. For she gazes at the words he speaks. And so the virgin has been captured. But you come and speak with her, for she is your fiance. So like you said, he's teaching all these women, he's teaching all this, and what's happening is that all these women are now listening to Paul, and then they're breaking ties with their men, breaking ties with many of these men from these Gentile nations. You see? I'll read a little bit more. So Thamyris went in, loving Thecla, yet fearing that she had gone mad. He said to her, Thecla, my future wife, why are you sitting like this? What kind of mad passion has overwhelmed you? Turn around to see your Thamyris and be ashamed. And her mother was also saying the same things. Child, why do you sit like this, looking down without answering, as if you were paralyzed? And they were weeping bitterly, Thamyris for missing out on a wife, Thecla for a child, and the servants for a mistress. So see, he's losing out on his wife. He's losing out on this woman because she's now attached to Paul, and she's now attached to these teachings. And you see now that this is why they like, hey, we're not putting this in the Bible. We're not approving this, because if they read this kind of thing, then they're going to, these women are not going to, be connected with us. You see what I'm saying? So these are why these other books are taken out. It talks about the church was these group of people that were in this house listening to Paul. It wasn't the churches on the build on the corners. You see what I'm saying? So these are the kinds of things that they, and they're like, no, the churches, the big huge buildings that they put on the corners, those are your highway to heaven. But this is letting you know that that's not the case. That these people were going into the house and they were hearing Paul, and that was church right there. That dude was crying, right? He's like, this is my woman right here. This is my woman right here. And this dude, he has he's got her like this just with his words. You see what I'm saying? And so later on, I'm gonna see here. I'm going to skip to 15. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to skip to 15. This one part when Thamers got a couple of the guys to kind of give him like the lowdown of what Paul was talking about. So these guys are like, when Thamers heard these things from them, he was filled with jealousy and anger. You know what? Let me go back a little bit. Here, I'm going to start at 13. Thamers, so he gets these two guys who I think were in the house listening to Paul to come to his house and kind of give him the breakdown of what's going on. So Thamers said to them, men, come to my house and enjoy some refreshment with me. They went off to a lavish dinner with ample wine, a great abundance, and a splendid spread. Thamers was playing them with drink because he loved Thecla and wanted to have her as his wife. Over dinner, Thamers said, men, tell me what he teaches so I can understand it, for I am in no small agony over Thecla, because she is in love with the stranger, and I am being deprived of my marriage. Now, see, this is like a lot of people who want to know the truth. They're not really interested in learning the truth. Okay? They're trying to just get an understanding. They're not interested in the truth. There's a lot of people. Okay? I said there are a lot of people who act like they want the truth, who act like they're really into this and they want to know this. But they have ulterior motives. And this is an example of that right now. So just because someone says, hey, I want you to break this down for I want to learn this, I want to learn that, that doesn't mean that, they really want to know it. Sometimes, like I said, a lot of these people have ulterior motives. That's why you gotta know your worth and know that not everyone deserves, an audience with you. Just definitely test the spirits and see, because that's exactly what was going on right here. And these people are still here today. Okay? So Demas and Hermogenes said, make him stand trial before the governor, Castilius, for leading the crowds astray with the new teaching of the Christians. Then he will destroy him, and you will have Thecla as your wife. and we will teach you that this resurrection, which he claims is about to happen, has already occurred in the children we have had. It says, when Thamers heard these things from them, he was filled with jealousy and anger. Early the next morning, he went off to the house of Onesiphorus with the leaders, public servants, and a large crowd carrying clubs. And he said to Paul, you have corrupted the city of the Iconians and my own fiance, so that she no longer desires me. Come, we are going to the governor, Castilius. And the entire crowd was saying, take the magician away. Take the magician away. For he has corrupted all our wives. And the crowds were persuaded. So right here, they're referring to Paul as a magician. All he was doing was talking. All he was doing was bringing knowledge, understanding. And they were calling him a magician. You didn't see any magic tricks. He was just in the house talking. And these people were just drawn to every word that he was saying. I'm going to show you this right here too. I totally forgot that was in there. 15. You know what? Let me get the light on that one, okay? So it also says magician too? Oh, hell no. You for sure ain't getting that. That'd be 15. Yeah, 15. Take the magician away. Yes, he was working there with the truth, exactly. You see? So like I said, so if you don't want, people knowing about magic, and like I said, we already know what magic is. Magic is about that knowledge, understanding. It's not just, these magic tricks and whatever else. So again, it says, you have corrupted the city of the Iconians and my own fiance so that she no longer desires me. Come, we are going to the governor, Castilius. And the entire crowd was saying, take the magician away, for he has corrupted all our wives. And the crowds were persuaded. Take the magician away. He's corrupted all of our wives. None of our wives want us now. You see that? So, like I said, so now you kind of see why that was like, oh, hell no. That's a lost scripture. We don't know where the hell that one's at. We don't agree with that one. But getting that book some more. I said, there's so much in there. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, people have not, a lot of people have not even heard of Paul and Thecla. But you know what? I think there's like a Saint Thecla in the Catholic Church. So they'll saint her. If you guys want to look it up, I'm almost positive that they'll put her as a saint, but they won't let you read the story. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll talk about her like as far as being a saint, but they're not gonna let you read that story. I said because like I said that shows you that yes, our Israelites were going from city to city and destroying families. You see what I'm saying? But if they don't want, we're destroying families. Don't have to don't have to actually, lift a finger. All it was, the spirit that was coming out of our bowels. That information that was coming out was destroying families. And again, the whole city, Paul was there for, I don't know how long he was there for. He just talking. And all these women were coming in and getting us information. And all of a sudden, they couldn't have the women anymore. And this, like I said, there's more. I was just reading you guys a little bit of it. You see? So this whole thing was, like I said, when you look at the thumbnail, I said, and our people are going in and bringing this knowledge out, and this knowledge, like what does the Bible say? It's gonna cause strife in the family. It's gonna destroy, it's gonna make father against son, mother against daughter, brothers and sisters. I said this is an example of like, the Israelite assassins going in, not even having not doing anything physically, but destroying these families and destroying these cities through the spirit, through the knowledge, through the understanding. Yeah, see, look up Saint Thecla. I'm almost positive I've seen it before because I was kind of cracking up with. Also, there's a Saint Thecla, but the vast majority of the world has no idea about the story. But it's about that doctrine, I said, but see, they hide that one so that then they can continue on with, oh, if you're married to a Gentile, just keep on staying with him, and hopefully, through your kindness and your goodwill, you'll change his heart, and you can win him to Christ. You can win him to Christ or win her to Christ. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the kinds of things that they've been pushing this whole time. But they know that once they get around the real, chosen of the Most High, that they're going to hear those words, and these people are going to be drawn to them like a moth to the flame. And they're not going to know why they're drawn to them. I said because their spirits are going to be drawn to one another. Their spirits they're going to be drawn to us as a people, and they're going to be drawn to this information. They're going to be drawn to our power. You were told that lie too? I've heard that. I've heard that before from the pastors. Oh yeah, no man. I know he's horrible. I know he's this. I know he's that. But that's okay. Just fight through it. And you just keep being kind to him, and hopefully, through your kindness, you'll win him to Christ. Yay, brother D'Angelo. Yes, that book is fire. I'm telling you, there's so many stories I can get into, and we'll probably start getting into some more of that because, like I said, I've totally forgot about that part. They called him a magician. So I guess now, if you read Paul, he's a magician too. You see that? Yeah, but see, that's what they do. They try to keep us connected with these other nations. You know what I'm saying? They said Paul's got a lot of stuff in here that was not approved for the Bible. That it's not going to support a lot of things that the Gentiles have been saying and the Gentiles have been pushing. Yes, it did. Definitely had us docile. Exactly. So let me check. Let me go. I got more. Hold on. Let me show you this one, but from The Secret of the Illuminati. What page is that? This one, we're going to look at this one real fast. The Secret of the Illuminati. A whole lot of information. Okay? But like I said, when people keep saying, oh, I got the word of God, I got this. I'm like, man, you don't got it all, bro. I said, there's a whole lot of information in there that they are not going to tell you. I said, because they have an agenda, and they wanted to make sure that they had access to our women. And then our women are like, oh yeah, you know, hey, we're all the same. We're all equal. I'm like, hey, you're going to find out real soon. No, we're not. You know, I said, so they told us a whole bunch of BS. And so again, the secret of the Illuminati. You know, got us. Hold on, I want to start there. This stuff is pretty deep. Hold on. So this one lets you know that the Zohar, the most important of all the books of the Kabbalah, relates that the Holy One created the upper and lower world as concentric shells in much of the same way as a walnut is formed. In the center, like a kernel, lies the mystic center, the radiant inner light. So let's let you know about how important the Zohar is. This book's got a lot of information too. Okay, so I talk about the Zohar right there, the most important book of the Kabbalah. And actually, a sister told me that because I had brought out information about the Kabbalah first, and then she was actually hitting me up and emailing me like, "Hey, you need to get the Zohar. You need to get the Zohar. You know, I told you to get the Zohar." So I eventually, thank you, sister. You know who you are. I ended up getting the Zohar, so thank you. It says the word Shem has been translated to mean the inner enclosure of a temple. Okay, so the Zohar teaches that this should not be thought of as an external temple, but the temple of one's inner spirit self. The reason that Shem also came to be translated the heavenly journey of a god is clear. The higher a man has raised his consciousness, the more he has said to soar up towards heaven, like a hawk. The truth is that he who raises his level of awareness moves further in, not out. The Zohar also speaks of the 3 grades of spirit named Neshama, which is the super soul, or the deepest intuitive power, leading to a knowledge of God, Ruah, spirit, then it unites the Neshama on the heights and then descends to the lower level, and is joined to Nefesh, the vital soul. In trying to purify himself, man is aided by Neshama, and so is made holy. All praise, we have over 1,000 people here tonight. That's beautiful. Got over 1,000, that's beautiful. So thank everyone for being here. So it's a beautiful thing for us to be able to come and congregate like this and come together and share. So it's a beautiful thing. I don't want to get into this one too much because this one's kind of confusing and I don't want to confuse people too much. What I need to do is probably take pictures and actually read this one and do like a lesson on this information. Okay, but hold on. And something else, page 75. Okay, about the temple. Oh, yes. Now, remember now, we talked about, was it Proverbs 28:12, about when the wicked rise, how the righteous are hidden, the righteous men and women are hidden. And that's something that you can definitely see going on in this same book right here, The Secrets of the Illuminati. And we're going to read a little bit here from, it's called The Temple. This is chapter 8, okay? I'm going to read a little bit of that right there. It says, we are not dedicating any building, any capital or pyramid to human pride, but found a holy temple in the human intellect on the model of the universe. This is Sir Francis Bacon, okay? Knowledge lives eternally. It is retained in universal consciousness. This is as well, for mankind has passed through cycles of ignorance and destructiveness, brought on by his fear of the unknown. We know who's scared of the unknown. Okay, great libraries of precious books passed down from antiquity have been systematically burned throughout the ages by those who either wish to impose their own doctrines on the people or to keep them in ignorance. Yeah, well, we know who's doing that. Okay, we know who's been doing that. Okay, it says so. This is all talking about. Hey, when the wicked are in rule, they go the other way to hide. Okay, the righteous, and this is how they do it, by getting rid of these books, getting this information. Okay, in remembered history, the Christians, following the example set them by the Romans, plundered and destroyed the volumes of countless illustrious writers of the past. These books contained teachings which appeared to challenge the belief that the symbols and rituals which are part of the Christian religion were unique to the church. You see that? So they were trying to teach that they were the only ones that came up with this information. And see, we hear people today say that, oh, that Kabbalah, that is Gentile information. No, it's not. That Zohar, that's Gentile information. No, it's not. You think that because you don't realize that they burned all of these earlier books. They were already there. See, the Gentiles showed up thinking, oh, I'm bringing something new. I'm bringing this Bible. They're like, we already have that. We've had that for a long time. What you mean you already have this? I can't, I guess they do already have it. Well, you know what? Let's burn all of their stuff, all the original stuff. Okay. So then we can say that we were the first ones that had it. So then now you can have people that look just like us that'll say, oh no, man, that Zohar, oh, that's Gentile information. That Kabbalah, oh no, that's Gentile information. Oh, that's witchcraft. That's how they keep you from realizing that all this stuff was actually yours in the first place. And they've done a masterful job of doing that. This is all of our stuff, as it just told you right here, that again, in remembered history, the Christians, following the example set them by the Romans, plundered and destroyed the volumes of countless illustrious writers of the past. These books contain teachings which appeared to challenge the belief that the symbols and rituals which were a part of the Christian religion were unique to the church. This is why you still got people who say, oh, you want to know about witchcraft? Just Google it. Excuse me. Just Google it. You get anything you want. You want to learn about it, you just Google it. Like Google's going to tell you the truth. You want to know about the Kabbalah? You want to know about Zohar? Just Google it. And then Google will tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, Google will tell you everything that they want you to know. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you believe Google, then you're still an African American then, I guess, right? Because that's what Google says. Right? You still think that this is Black History Month. You must still think you're black. Right? I said because you believe Google. Right? All right. Google says that you all came here on slave ships. That none of you were here before. You see, so it's like some people want to get really cute and sometimes say that, oh, Google doesn't know what they're talking about. We need to do this. But then, and other times they want to say, oh, well, Google will tell you everything you need to know. Well, which one is it? It can't be telling you everything you need to know sometimes, and then other times it's lying to you. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Most High had to put this information in these other books. Because trust me, Google ain't going to tell you that you were the original Irish. Google's not going to tell you that you were the original English. Google damn sure ain't going to tell you that you were the original Russians. Google's not going to tell you that, that the Celts was like a huge, powerful nation that was all over Europe. They're not telling. Google ain't telling you that. So you gotta be real. That's why I said you always gotta listen to people. Like, oh, so Google's good for that, but Google's good against witchcraft, but it's not good against all this other stuff. Because really, I mean, the Book of Mormon is not your book if you believe Google. Google's the Book of the Mormons, not yours. But for that, you're like, oh no, Google's not good for that. You see what I'm saying? So in the days of Julius Caesar, 700,000 valuable parchments, papyri, and tablets of stone, which had been gathered from all parts of the world and had been housed in a great library in Alexandria, were destroyed in a series of fires when Caesar set about destroying the harbor of Alexandria. Those rare volumes, which were not lost, then were subsequently burned by the Christians in 389 AD at the order of Theodosius, who also ordered the Serapeum, a building sacred to the Greco-Egyptian god Serapis, to be destroyed. This temple was also the repository of untold volumes of ancient manuscripts. So these dudes are just burning everything. And I'll put it nice and close to you guys so you guys hopefully can see it. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me move this light a little bit closer so you guys can get it good. Oh, not too bright. So you guys can pause it and check it out later. But I'll probably just do some videos and put these ones up again. I've used this before. But see, this is supposed to be some Illuminati book, some devil worshiping book. You shouldn't read this book. All right, the secrets of the Illuminati. So this kind of a book would definitely be one that you don't want to read because it's gonna make sure you go to hell if you read this one. But it's exposing all the stuff that the church has been doing. It's confirming Proverbs 28 and 12. And there's more. Let me continue. Hold on. It says, ironically, Socrates, a church historian of the 5th century, stated that after the Christians had razed the Serapeum and had dispersed the demons who lived there, the monogram of Christ was found under the ruins. Several other writers have recorded that in the ruins were found many Christian symbols. So there are already many Christian symbols already there before the Christians even showed up. Again, showing you that, the stuff you guys brought wasn't new, but y'all wanted to push that narrative. So therefore you had to burn all this original information that would have proved that it was already ours, but you guys don't want that. So therefore you had to burn all that. However, in the case of the Alexandrian Library, there is some hope, for Madame Blavatsky in Isis Unveiled states that the rabbis of Palestine believe that many of the most precious of the rolls and manuscripts may have been saved. In 51 BC, the time of Cleopatra, the Bruchion containing the 700,000 books was undergoing repairs, and the more valuable volumes were moved to the house of one of the librarians. They remained there, and when the fire broke out near the harbor, the librarians, with the help of many slaves who worked in the library, saved most of the manuscripts. These are said to be lying hidden either in Egypt or India. You see, why would they be in India? Again, like I said, we were over there too, okay? At the time of the Spanish conquest of Mexico, so you show you how this has just been going on. Okay, the Catholic priesthood, which followed in the wake of the conquistadors, destroyed thousands of irreplaceable Mayan texts. They were amazed and alarmed on recognizing much of the symbolism of their church in the story of Quetzalcoatl and the teachings of the importance of the cross, depicting the way by which man might reconcile the opposites in himself, and the ritual of baptism and the teaching of repentance and of purification, and most important, in the veneration of the spirit of man. The priesthood of the Inquisition did not look upon these Mayan texts as living evidence of the universality of the one truth, but rather as a threat to their authority over men's souls. Their doctrine stated that only through the ministrations of the church could man reach God. And so these precious volumes from the past were consumed in the fire of bigotry. Volumes of parchment, papyri, and paper are all vulnerable to the flames. Even as short a time ago as 1933, the Nazis burned the works of Jewish scholars. The Viet Cong destroyed a 40,000 volume library in Saigon University. The enemies of enlightenment are always vigilant. So again, the enemies of enlightenment are always vigilant. That's what's in that book. Doesn't sound like some, devil worshiping book to me. It's not like it's telling on the devil pretty much, and they don't want that. So therefore, that's a witchcraft book, and don't read that either. They don't prove the information wrong. They just say it's witchcraft and don't look at it. And if you don't believe me, look at Google. Google will tell you the same thing. So real quick, let's look up that Proverbs. Proverbs 28 and 12 again. Proverbs 28 and 12. So again, this is again Proverbs 28 and 12. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a righteous man is hidden. Now you see all when the wicked rose, and they wanted to be the ones who said that that the Christian symbols were original to them, and they knew that all over the world these symbols were all over the place. So therefore, they had to go all over the world to burn all these books and get rid of all this information, so that you would still have people today who still believe that all of these esoteric understandings were all originated from the Gentiles, which was their plan the whole time. And they did a great job pushing that plan. So they even got people today who say they're still in the truth, but are still pushing that same narrative. But this is letting you know that, hey, when the wicked rise, the righteous men are hidden. The righteous information is hidden. The righteous women are hidden. The Israelites are hidden. Their doctrine is hidden. But at the end, the Most High is about to give it all back. And that's exactly what you're seeing happening right now. And that wasn't even all the notes that I had this evening, but I think we got quite a bit going on right there. They've done an outstanding job of hiding all this information. So, I said, so this is the information. This is a huge part of the awakening. This is a huge part of, as you can see, how we were destroyed for lack of knowledge, how they got a hold of the original information and burned it so they can act like they were the originators of everything. The Bible tells you about how the Most High conceals a matter. He's the one that hides things. And it's up to the kings and queens to be the ones to find this information and bring it out once again. I said the books have their part, the Spirit has their part. It's all coming together in order to bring us back to the Father once again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed having a chance to come together. So it's a beautiful chance for me to actually come together with you guys as well. And like I said, we're looking at all these things happening, and we're watching how the Gentiles are trying to still, mesh prophecy together. But as you can see, like I said, they have no clue. As long as they're going to ignore their history, ignore the fact that they burned everything and hidden everything, like I said, they're always going to be, at a loss. They're always just going to be reactionary. They're just reacting to the things that they're seeing on television. And something that Brother D'Angelo talked about yesterday, I really liked, was talking about the news. I want to say it comes from like novelle, which comes from a novela. I used to watch novellas, so I know how novellas go. When I was trying to learn Spanish, I used to watch novellas, so I used to watch El Cuerpo del Deseo, Te Voy a Enseñar a Querer, and a few other novellas I used to like to watch. When I was learning some Spanish. So, and it's funny because, like I said, they all have they all they're good. They're a lot of fun to watch and stuff like that. But they all kind of like have the same kind of things that are going on. You can tell they're all totally scripted. If you watch a couple and you kind of see how the ebbs and flow of the novellas and stuff like that go. So then you think of the news, and the news does exactly the same thing. They're all scripted. They all have their their storylines, and they're definitely going to push all that this whole time. Sin senos no hay paraíso. I know that one too. Ruby. So yes, I've seen a bunch of those as well. So yeah, see? Your boy does a lot of different things you probably didn't know. Check out some of you guys' stuff there. Yes, we definitely have many talents. Exactly. A nation of many talents can do many different things. We're not all thugs from the street. As they always want to definitely push all the time, that we're all thugs from the street and we're all the same, and we don't read, we don't study, we don't do this, we don't do that, and people want to push that. I said, but many of us are not. Many of us, I grew up in a rough area, but I don't need to be bringing it up every damn time I come out here or whatever else. You know, I said the Most High kept me shielded from a lot of the things. Sports really kept me out of a lot of trouble that I easily could have gotten into. And then, the people that were around me, I had a strong dad that was around, during those formative years. It kept me out of trouble. I said, so it is what it is. But great seeing everyone. Like I said, all praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom, family.